By the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare this congregation open for the presentation of graduates. Distinguished guests, graduates, and friends of the Open University, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the 8th of the Open University's degree ceremonies being held in 2015. We're delighted to welcome Councillor Jim Clark and Councillor Shirley Fawcett, Mayor and Mayoress of the Borough of Harrogate, who found time in their busy duties to be with us this afternoon. Thank you. Each year, the Open University awards over 14,000 degrees, and throughout 2015, more than 8,000 of the graduates are being presented for their qualifications at degree ceremonies such as this one today in Harrogate. These are being held in 10 different towns and cities throughout England, and also in Belfast, Cardiff, Edinburgh, and Dublin. That illustrates the extraordinary scale, scope, and reach of the Open University. Well, it goes without saying that today is a very important occasion in the life of you, our graduates. It's also an important day for your families and loved ones, as well as for the university staff who, I hope you feel, have nurtured and supported you. You could be forgiven for feeling that the occasion is so important that it needs to be solemn. Well, you'd be quite wrong, and in every sense, this is an afternoon of celebration. So we'll all up here be very disappointed if anyone crosses the stage this afternoon to anything less than thunderous applause, or whatever other way you choose to express your enthusiasm and support. So with that in mind, why don't all of today's graduates briefly stand? Graduates? Well, thank you. I didn't need to read the bit that says let's give them a round of applause. So, today's ceremony will begin with a presentation of those graduates who've gained a higher degree and are able to be here today. They'll be presented by Mr. Billy Coker, Assistant Director. We'll then continue our presentation of graduates with those who've gained first degrees. I now call upon Mr. Coker to present higher degree graduates.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and have been able to attend here today. For the degree of Master of Arts in Childhood and Youth, I present Laura Hedges. For the degree of Master of Arts in Education, I present Pilar Esteban Salmero. Sarah Hales. Christopher Kilby. Samantha Mildred Love. For the degree of Master of Arts in English with distinction, I present Andrew Wilson. For the degree of Master of Arts in English, I present Michelle Butterworth. Stephanie Story. For the degree of Master of Arts in History with distinction, I present Anthony Burkitt. For the degree of Master of Arts in History, I present Chris Brown. For the degree of Master of Arts in Music, I present Judy Karevic. For the degree of Master of Arts in Online and Distance Education, I present Alice Shepherd. For the degree of Master of Arts in Philosophy, I present Leslie Mitchell. For the degree of Master of Business Administration with distinction, I present Paul Hollier. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, I present Stephen Draper. Andrew Lynn. Julie Platts. Edward Polshy. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Technology Management with distinction, I present Andrew Boylan. For the degree of Master of Education, I present Nikki Hughes. Hilary Wellington. John Ingman. For the degree of Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice, I present Julie Graves. Joanne Varley. Beverly Wadsworth. For the degree of Master of Science in Development Management, I present Sarah Ferns. For the degree of Master of Science in Earth Science with distinction, I present Sarah Green. For the degree of Master of Science in Earth Science, I present Karen Nicholson. For the degree of Master of Science in Forensic Psychology and Criminology, I present Catherine Hunt. For the degree of Master of Science in Medical Physics, I present David Smith. For the degree of Master of Science in Psychology, I present Andrea Smith. For the degree of Master of Science in Technology Management, I present Claire Harrison.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, we have one final higher degree graduate to present. Her name is Angela Legg, and she has achieved a Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice with distinction. Because of her outstanding performance in her studies, we are also very proud to award her the Sir John Daniel Prize for 2015. Through the generous sponsorship of Eden Ravenscroft Limited, the Open University offers an annual prize to recognise the academic achievement of a student who has excelled in his or her subject area. A previous Vice-Chancellor of the OU, Sir John Daniel, championed learning across all aspects of the university's service and provision, and was a passionate supporter of the university's founding mission to be open to people, places, methods and ideas. The Sir John Daniel Prize recognises success that epitomises the founding mission and purpose of the university. Angela's success reflects the commitment that all our graduates have brought to their studies. Like many of her fellow students who are completing the Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice, Angela works full-time in the National Health Service. As a clinical risk manager, service improvement is a major aspect of Angela's job, and the seamless fit between this aspect of the Master's programme and the needs of the health service proved invaluable to Angela's work in the NHS. And this relevance to practice is a hallmark of our programmes at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. During the course of her studies, which she completed in 3 years and by passing each module with distinction, Angela continued to work full-time and gain promotion, and all in the context of family life with 3 children. And again, this echoes the commitment and determination of many of you here today. The Faculty of Health and Social Care is delighted to have contributed towards Angela's success. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I present to you for the degree of Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice with distinction, and also for the Sir John Daniel Prize, Angela Legg.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, we now come to the part of today's ceremony that marks the presentation of graduates who have gained a first degree and have been able to attend here today. The full subject and classification details are printed in the Directory of Graduates. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, I present Sean Alderson. Lisa Flynn. Gary Howman. Maisie Hunspel. Sarah Pasby. Deborah Stoker. Ruth Webb. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Saida Hassan. Alison Allen. Olive Armistead. Rachel Barford. David Betts. Victoria Bolland. Natalie Calder. Caroline Campbell. Annabelle Chesterfield. Mark Cunningham. Tanisha Donnelly. Teresa Doyle. Sharon Fairclough. Holly Foster. Joanne Fothergill. Sophia Golding. Simone Green. Clive Hallam. Yvonne Hurst. Jenny Hood. Sally Jacques. Tracy Leader. Teresa Long. Sabina Mahboob. Catherine Marshall Marsden. Jamie Mash. Claire Moran. Claire Murray. Kay Diazi. Sarah O'Leary. Michael O'Malley. Janine Orton. Newton Patel. Adele Peacock. Stephen Pook. Gemma Richardson. Kimberly Roberts. Jamie Robinson. Leslie Shepherd. Mona Lisa Taylor Quasi. Beverly Thomas. Elizabeth Thomas. Sandra Tierney. Bob Timmons. Melita Tuha. Rachel Tootle. Jacqueline Towers. Samantha Townsend. Patrick Triner. Michelle Gribben. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present John Allen. Sarah Almond. Kate Turfitt. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, I present Greg Brierley. Simon Hodge. Mark Kerry. Diane Lane. Philip Maguire. James Phillips. Craig Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with First Class Honours, I present Keith Rutherford. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, I present Emma Bowers. Alexandra Cayley. Jessica Campling. Peter Carling. Jonathan Doherty. Elizabeth Frowen. Louise McCallum. Anne Met Miller. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours, I present Edward Carr. Patsy Jane Crowther. Francis Doonan. Max Dowks. Louise Field. Kimberly Fowler. Emma Hannigan. Roy Hewitt. Sandra Hogg. Anthony Hussey. Annalisa McGorlick. John McGreevy. Ian McPartland. Anthony Murphy. Susanna Nicholson. Christopher Pontone. Jane Sedman. Marie-Claire Stanhope. Dave Stewart. William Teasdale. Linda Withers. Nikki Wolfe. Tracy Wood. Adele Wright. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Jill Allcroft. Ruth Allen. Adrian Anderson. Adrian Aviard. Nikki Barnes. Glyn Beach. Jennifer Biscombe. Lauren Buckley. Christopher Bullen. Alex Burmo. Ksenia Butt. Matthew Craven. Catherine Day. Cristiano Di Carlo. Kerry Dowdall. Nick Dudley. Stephen Duffy. Deborah Fenton. Leanne Gelder. Paula Gray. William Gray. Ian Greaves. Nicola Hackett. Diana Hargreaves. Christopher Harper. Tina Harper. Sean Harrison. Laura Hillier. Deborah Hodder. Keith Howard. Aaron King. Kelly Lent. Noor Lutfi. John Lynn. Stephen McCulloch. Lucy Millicham. Louise Mockridge. Sarah Murray. C.S. Eng. Marie Nicholson. Alina Radu. Gemma Roebuck. Richard Roll. John Siddle. Emma Simpson. Katerina Stiblarikova. Vaida Suslovate. Emma Sutton. Philip Taylor. Priscilla Taylor. Rachel Taylor. Anna Thompson. Rebecca Thompson. Matt Thurston. Gail Tizard. Paul Townsend. David Tuck. Gary Walker. Anita Williams. Isaac Wood. Tracy Wright. Amreen Zeb. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Sue Boardman. Mike Corrigan. Timothy Culligan. Janice Davis. Carl Etherington. Adam Goltowski. Melanie Gritorex. David Hudson. Lisa Judge. Ian Pybus. David Tipping. Emma Trousdale. For the award of a foundation degree, I present Susan Cheetham. Fleur Cook. Ross Jones. For the award of a Diploma of Higher Education, I present Sally Beaumont. Sarah Brain. Jackie Brayshaw. Tracy Brown. Melissa Kluwer. Louise Cole. Julie Cripps. Claire Freer. Sophie Goulden. Maria Greenwood. Helen Irving. Victoria Jackson. Colin Johnson. Andrew Kinsley. Jane Loxham. Karen MacDonald. Paula Newton. Jean Thornton.
Distinguished guests, members of Senate, and especially graduates, I'm really delighted to be here on such a magnificent occasion. First and foremost today, we're celebrating the achievements of all of you who are graduating. This is a very special moment in your lives. You're now the proud possessors of an Open University qualification, and I'm sure that your long study journey bringing you to today's celebration will have been demanding. You will have to have planned carefully and managed your time. You'll have needed considerable self-discipline, persistence, and commitment to complete your award. And these are personal and intellectual qualities that will now be always with you. So all of you graduating today must be really proud of what you've achieved. You and your families should feel proud. And graduates, I know that you appreciate the support you have from your friends and families. We've heard a lot today, so thank you, friends and families. You've now demonstrated to the world the talents that you always knew you possessed. And this ceremony gives us a chance to acknowledge your success, and it gives us a chance to reflect, though, on what it means for you. And I also want to say that what you represent is more than the personal qualities that you know you embody. There's intelligence, energy, persistence, and all of those other ones. But you represent everything that our societies need. You've demonstrated your ability to contribute through workplaces, communities, local organizations, and families. You're the kind of people that society needs in these challenging times. So along with the status of university graduates and diploma holders, you now have a responsibility to contribute, or I know I should say, continue to contribute in your own way to society and the economy, as well as to enjoy the rewards that you so justly deserve through your qualifications. We at the OU are honoured to be able to support so many people to achieve their aspirations and even dreams. And we, the Open University, is a local, national and international university. Here in Yorkshire, the OU has very well established relationships with the health sector across the region and those commissioning education for the health and social care sectors. And I'm delighted to acknowledge Angela Legg's award today, and as you heard, Angela works in the health sector too. We have a particularly strong presence in our pre-registration nursing programme, which makes a real contribution to growing the registered nursing workforce in the region. Much needed. We're also making a contribution to the education of the wider healthcare workforce, from healthcare assistants to senior and specialist nurses. That's not the only thing we do, but it seems to be a bit of a theme today, is the health and the nursing, so I emphasize that today. But many of you support local businesses, increasing the skills of workforces. Many of you support other sectors too. But the OU, is able to provide excellent support and learning materials because we're a prestigious university. We're a university in the round. We do teaching and learning at higher education levels. We carry out research, and we engage, as I said a moment ago, strongly with business, industry, public service, governments, and we support at all levels innovation, and we support and influence policy at local and government level. In research, we've just come through a national exercise called the Research Excellence Framework, the REF we call it, and we've been judged by independent panels to be in the top third of UK HE institutions for the quality of our research. That's about number 40 out of 130, 140 higher education institutions. And 71% of the work that we submitted to this exercise was judged to be world-leading or internationally excellent. It's just one example. We're famous for our space research and have been for many years. And after I think it was about an 8-year journey, we landed a probe called Philae onto a comet. That comet's called Churyumov-Gerasimenko. I rather wish it was called Fred or something, but anyway, that sent us back some amazing data about that comet. including the detection of water, one of the things we do is we're looking to see whether there is evidence of life on other planets, because we're getting a bit short of students, so we need to recruit from wherever we can. So we're looking for life on planets, Mars, but water is the essential element or compound as a chemist I should say, for life, and we found it on that planet as well. So we're finding water and ice in all sorts of unexpected places. But as well as science, I'll just mention some of the international things that we do. Internationally, we've brought English skills to hundreds of thousands of Bangladeshi school children, possibly into the millions now, through one of our programs, based on our research and rolling that up. We've also supported over 100,000 teachers in India, and we have health and teacher education programs in Africa. So we are a big international university as well. Well, in the new political landscape, the Open University is already one of the most respected universities in the UK and beyond, and will continue to be seen as an increasingly valued alternative to conventional study. I have to say that the new fees and loans regime appears to be making fewer people nationally willing to take on part-time study, but I'm pleased to say that the OU is holding up very well and has actually increased its market share of part-time education. We now provide more than 60% of all the part-time education in the UK. And another change that I noticed also that many of you coming across the platform is that our students are getting younger as well as I'm getting older. So about 25% of the students joining us are under 25 years old, and that may well increase. But however and whoever, the OU will maintain its mission to be open to those who want to study, to innovate in the ways we deliver learning and teaching, and will maintain the highest standards of quality in teaching and research. These are our constants in that world of change. So in conclusion to you, alumni of the Open University, I hope today will just be a resting place in your continuing lifelong learning journey. Remember the Open University motto, learn and live, and you'll see that on your degree certificates. Maybe you'll come back and study for master's or higher qualifications, or finish off that open degree. And we hope that you'll recommend your university to others in the future. I also hope that as ambassadors for the Open University, you'll feel inspired by and promote the founding principles of the Open University. That is, the pursuit of social justice. In other words, creating a society whose benefits and opportunities are fully available to all. So, graduates, personally, I congratulate you again. Thank you for studying with the Open University, and I wish you all very well. One of the final things I'm going to do is ask our graduates, all of you, to stand again. Thank you to our own staff who are also graduates. So please, all guests assembled here, a final thank you and warm congratulations and best wishes to you all. So well done. Thank you. You may sit down again now, but thank you again. The proceedings of this degree ceremony have been completed, and I now declare this meeting of congregation closed. Would all of those of you who are able to stand please do so?
you.